nice day.
Family returned to the United States in 1979. Miss Bates accepted the position of professor at the Dean of the Faculty of Amherst College. She joined the George Mason faculty in 1987. Amid change and conflict, Bateson finds coherence in the idea of life as an exploratory art. That is the art of combining familiar and unfamiliar components in response to new situations. He sets his resilience in the 1989 book, Composing a Life, which is both analytical and very personal. If asked to advise the class of 1994, she might say, view life as a composition rather than as a juggling act. Every note, every experience, good or bad, is valuable in its place. As an anthropologist, Mary Catherine Bateson has carried forward her mother's legacy. Today, mother and daughter share another legacy, Fordham University. 25 years ago, Margaret Mead contributed to the innovative design of Fordham's College of Lincoln Center. It is with a similar spirit of innovation that Miss Bateson receives her scholarship. We applaud the daughter, her mother's colleague, and bestow and the terrible divisions that still separate our nation. But many people, I'm afraid, have no idea of just how totally divided we remain. 40 years after the Brown decision, officially ending segregation in our public schools, schools in the United States remain still separate, still unequal. And here in this city of New York, I'm sad to say, more separate and less equal than they were 4 decades ago. Newsday newspaper just yesterday described New York City schools as the most segregated in the nation. Public schools in many sections of this city today look less like schools than inner city prisons or detention camps, places so crowded, squalid, and offensive that no child can emerge without a sense of physical and moral degradation. I spend a lot of time in the schools of New York City. Sometimes when I come out of the schools, I just sit down on the front step and hold my forehead in my hand. I think often of all the people who died in the civil rights campaigns 25, 30 years ago. And I don't even feel like writing, I feel like crying. I feel like a little kid who's just been smashed in the face. I think to myself, so many years, so many lives, so little change. It's been conventional in the United States, far too conventional, to place the blame upon white working people for creating segregation by avoiding black and Hispanic people. I hear that all the time. I have never thought that this was fair. Upper middle class and wealthy people have had crucial roles in shaping and accepting and enjoying the divisions of our cities. I think, for example, of Upper West Side of Manhattan, where so many of my own friends and college classmates live. Friends who went to Harvard with me live there now. An affluent neighborhood whose residents are overwhelmingly Caucasian, but in which the local high school, named ironically for Justice Louis Brandeis, is an ugly monument to racial segregation. 98% non-white in a white neighborhood. You stand there and you wonder, where did the white people go? Where are they? Where are their children? This isn't the ghetto. This is a white neighborhood, and historically a liberal and progressive neighborhood. Many of the folks who live there now, old friends of mine, were active in the civil rights campaigns during the 1960s.
Lots of New Yorkers were. Many of them left New York. Some of them left college for a year. Went down south to save the soul of Mississippi. They're very nostalgic about those years. We all are. You know what old liberals do late at night in New York City? I'll tell you. They get out their old Peter, Paul, and Mary records. Or their old Pete Seeger records. Records are dusty now, and so too are their memories. Where do their children go to school today? A few to exclusive high schools such as Stuyvesant, the rest to high-cost and exclusive prep schools.
What's that? Anyway,
White students, she said, aren't being asked to ride the bus into my neighborhood. I ride the bus to their neighborhood. And even then they flee. I asked her what message she received from this. It tells me, she said, how much people of my color I despise. They think they'll be contaminated if they sit beside me. Those of the poor who suffer most, of course, are the littlest ones, children who are 5 or 6 or 7. Whatever we think or say about their parents, none of these children have committed any crimes. They are too small to hurt us, too young to scare us, and too innocent to fear us. They've done nothing wrong. Their only crime is to be born poor in a rich society. When they're small, we tend to pity them and weep for them. And some of us even volunteer to tutor them. But when they grow up into destitute adults, adventure sometimes into the nice neighborhoods in which we live, wandering like medieval beggars through the citadels of privilege in Midtown, we begin to fear and shun them.
No.
Poor frighten me, the rich lady told St. Vincent. The poor are frightening, St. Vincent replied, as frightening as God's justice. Of course, a lot of people in Midtown New York, as in every affluent section of every big city in America, tell me that they're scared of these people. They see these homeless beggars and they say they're afraid of them. They're afraid that they'll strike them, assault them. I somehow never really think that this is true. I think the deep fear is not that they will strike our body with their hands, but that our eyes will meet their own, and that they will strike something painful in our conscience. I think that's the fear. So the solution now in New York City is to sweep them out of sight, to get them out of sight, sweep them away, beat Lazarus back into the lazaretto, to drive Jesus back to the barn where he was born, and to make it absolutely clear how much we hate them. We've been told by no one less than the head of the transit authority, that's the head of the subway system in New York. We've been told this is the new gospel. His words, I was amazed. This is the new gospel we are preaching. Don't get me poor. I didn't hear him say that, but I read it in the New York Times, so it must be true. This is the new gospel. Don't give to the poor. I don't think that we need a new gospel in New York. I think those who run this city and who orchestrate opinion in this city ought to read the old one and reread it and live up to its commandments. Who would ever have believed that subway signs in this historically Judeo-Christian city would someday tell us not to give to the poor? Keep that which ye have. Spend it at Bloomingdale's. Your treasure is on Wall Street, not in heaven. I think it grieves the soul of God, the priest of the South Bronx said to me, when human beings treat other human beings like dirty rags. Now I realize that many of the older people here, parents and grandparents, have worked very, very hard, as my father did, and my mother did. And these are folks who value work and wonder why so many of our city's poor must live on charity or welfare. There's an assumption that they don't want to work, and sometimes this is true. But let me remind you, friends, that 400,000 jobs have left this city in the past few years, and most of them were the kinds of jobs in factories and industries poor people used to count on as the first steps out of poverty. All those jobs which flourished once are gone today because of economic choices made by people in high places. The unemployed black men I meet did not design the economic policies that rendered them superfluous. Poor black women that I meet did not devise the housing policies that shunted them into the poorest and most violent slum neighborhoods. Yes, conservatives are right when they say we have the right to ask the poor to be responsible. That's fair. And do their best to save themselves. But we have no right to ask those who are living a modern version of Egyptian bondage to make bricks without straw. This is to condemn them for our sins, not theirs. I ask you also never to forget that all poor people are not like the wretched, ugly images you see so often on TV. There are thousands and thousands of heroic souls among them. Wonderful, remarkable, powerful women who deeply love their children and revere the God that made them. And wonderful children, too, children who are beautifully courageous and unselfish. Little boy I met this Christmas in New York. Little boy, one of the poorest of the poor in the South Bronx. Lives just 15 minutes from here. Told me his mother and father had sent him out to the corner to pick up a pizza. This was this December, just before Christmas. Said, he told me, pick up the pizza at the corner. He said 3 slices. On the way to his house with the pizza, after he picked them up, he said he met a homeless man who was so weak he couldn't talk. He pointed to the pizza. I asked the child, what did you do? He said, I gave him one slice. I said, whose slice did you give him? My daddy's slice, he said. I asked him, was your daddy mad at you? Why would he be mad, the child asked me. God told us, share. I wish that little boy could preach a sermon someday in church on Wall Street. I guess what I'm saying to you today is what that child said to me. God told us, share. Not just our pennies or our pizzas, but our skills and knowledge, confidence, and power. I pray that many of you will carry on the great traditions of the Jesuits of ages past. Go forth and serve. Be bright lights in a dark time. Shut from your minds that notorious new gospel of Manhattan. Remember the old gospel of Jerusalem, Galilee, the words of the prophets, it's the wisdom of Isaiah. This final word. I went out to Colorado not too long ago to speak on behalf of homeless people. I was on the radio trying to bring a crowd out to a fundraiser at a church, at a Catholic church. An angry man called up to say that he hated homeless people, said he despised them. Homeless women, most of all, he said, because they would breed children. That was his word, breed. He said he was going to come to the church that night and he planned to kill me. He said that he disliked Christian do-gooders coming into town to stir up trouble. I told him that I couldn't be a Christian do-gooder, and I'm Jewish. That was even worse. To him, that a Jew masquerading as a Christian do-gooder was the worst possible combination. He said he particularly disliked people from New York. I told him I'm not from New York, I live in Boston. That made him even angrier. He said he thought that we were planning to send all the poor people from New York and Boston to live in Denver. The devil got into me. I said to him, that's right, we are. At that point, he said he planned to shoot me. He said he was coming to the church. Despite his threat, I went to the church that night. Police were there. I felt a little scared. Before I spoke, I asked the priest to read his prayers. These were his words. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. Grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console. To be understood as to understand. To be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. It is in dying that we are born eternally.
Father President, I have the honor to present the...
Standing up.
Reverend Father President, I have the honor to present the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science, whose names appear on this scroll. Since they have fully complied with all the requirements of Fordham College at Rose Hill and have been recommended by the faculty to the trustees of the university for their degrees, I ask that the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science be conferred on them.
Fully complied with all of the requirements of the Graduate School of Business Administration and have been recommended by the faculty to the trustees of the university for their degrees. I ask for the degree of Master of Business Administration.
Amy done this.
All right.
Hi, Amy.
Will the candidates for the degrees of Master of Arts and Master of Science, professional diploma in religious and religious education, please rise.
Papa. Move him, Mama. Papa. Michael.
the Graduate School of Religion and Religious Education have been recommended by the faculty and trustees of the university for their degrees. I ask the degrees.
Anybody else got a belly like that? Not many.
Eileen Lenahan.
What a nice picture, Dan.
Lori Lesser.
He gets the biggest ovation applause.
Whose names have been presented on these official scrolls, the degrees to which they are respectively entitled. Please don your hoods with symbol of your academic rights and duties. Today you continue to be a member of the Fordham family, but you enter into a very distinguished group of Fordham alumni and alumnae. I'd like to introduce the National Chairman of the Fordham University Alumni.
Good afternoon to the Fordham College Diploma Ceremony. At this point, I would ask that those parents who are alumni of Fordham University and have requested to hand diplomas to their graduating seniors see Father O'Brien, who is standing in the center aisle at the barricade. A label with their name on the chair. Please give one of the hold a mace. That marshal will tell you what to do.
Opa,
Yeah.
he waited for you. He waited.
Gucci is waiting for us, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Two guys in the garage, they're getting fresh water, and he still had something.
Now, let him eat my donut. Mommy?
Hast du die Donut mitgebracht?
No, let him eat my donut.
Oh, Gucci, eat your donut. Oh.
I told you she would. So was Dummes. Was dem Opa sein Donut, anyway.
Wo ist denn das mit deinem Schlüssel?
Achso, der geht nicht.
Hier, Opa.
Ja.
Das haben wir noch nicht gemacht. Wir nehmen noch die Zeichen machen.
Hier, Opa.
Danke.
I would ask that all guests please clear the main aisle so that we can begin the diploma ceremony. Please clear the main aisle so that we can begin the diploma ceremony. Thank you.
I get it.
Do you want to go on that side?
I will.
Bitte bleib hier, ich will dich sehen. Bitte bleib hier. Yeah, you know, my husband's brother was like him. Exactly.
Yeah.
Nuno M. Santos. Lisa Ann Saraceno. Stephanie S. Sargent. Dina LaCroix Saunders. Brendan Patrick Savage. Christopher N. Savino. Tushar Thackeray. Erica Skalski, whose diploma was presented by her father, Dr. Stan Skalski of our Syndics Department.
Nice scream.
That was it? Was it loud enough? Everyone here?
Amy.
Thank you. Oh, it's long. Very good. It's long, though. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Hey, Amy. We're scared to leave.
She was doing it yesterday. What do you teach my daughter?
Maybe too late.
Hey, what are you saying?
What's that?
So what are you saying?
Saying that yesterday she was having no.
Too good?
Yeah, I tell you.
Amy, what's today? Uncle Kai's what?
You started this.